Shabbat Shalom, my friends. It's a beautiful song that's saying how pleasant is this day of Shabbat, how lovely is this day of Shabbat, a day of rest. And the hand motions are very easy. You'll see that they almost seem intuitive. Ma yafeh, as you move your hand around your face, ma yafeh, how lovely, how pleasant. The day is setting. Here is the day is setting. So we have Ma Yafeh Hayom. And Shabbat, if you make a small little sun with your hand, and it sets right behind the horizon. Shabbat, beautiful. Shalom. You take your hands and you just move them out in a very peaceful way. So together would be Ma Yafeh Hayom Shabbat Shalom. And then you'll see Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. And so we'll now be able to sing together.
Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Beautiful. And then we now do Hine Ma Tov. Here it is so beautiful that we are here together. Page 10 and page 128. If you're seeing all of your friends, which is great on the Hollywood Squares, that's amazing. But if you would like to just see the leaders, if you get a little overstimulated, what you can do is you can just go to active speaker at the top corner in the view. So Hine Ma Tov, page 10 or page 128. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Together singing unto God, together really far away, but how awesome it is to hear these lovely ladies and get to sing with them. What a gift. Here we go. Shiru Adonai 134, Psalm 97.
Or Zarua La Sadiq U Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua La Sadiq U Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua La Sadiq U Yisrael Simcha. U Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua La Sadiq U Yisrael Simcha. U Yisrael Simcha. La la la. La Sadiq U Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua La Sadiq U Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua La Sadiq U Yisrael Simcha. U Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua La Sadiq U Yisrael Simcha. U Yisrael Simcha. La 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 O Zarua La Sadiq U Yisrael Simcha.
Psalm 29, page 19 or page 137. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain. Adonai Yevarech et Amo. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain. Adonai Yevarech et Amo.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Cantor. Thank you, Julian. What a wonderful way to enter into Shabbat together in this special Shabbat. As you know, or as you may know, February is designated as Jewish Disabilities Awareness and Inclusion Month. And our own inclusion committee has been working very hard in putting together programs and helping us to promote a greater awareness of how we as a community can better embrace everyone fully, regardless of abilities. And we've made tremendous strides, and we know that we have work to do. Even in this digital age, the work is ongoing. Some of you who have the most recent update of Zoom, and if you don't have it, please, after worship tonight, update your Zoom account. Will notice that there is closed captioning now available on Zoom. So for those who have a hearing impairment of any sort, you can click on and get a live transcript of everything that's going on, which works really well for the English and somewhat less well for the Hebrew. And so, but that is available, and we hope that we will continue to find the ways to be even more inclusive, more embracing, make our program and worship even more accessible. We thank Karen Brown and Gail Madro and all the members of the Inclusion Committee. We thank Michael and Tina Crane for their support of the ongoing work that we're doing with inclusion, in memory of their beloved son, Scott Crane, for whom this worship takes its name, the Scott B. Crane Abilities Awareness Shabbat. And so we are so grateful for the opportunity to be together and to learn together. And we welcome Pamela Schuler, who will be speaking during our worship tonight from her experience, and will be with us the whole weekend, tomorrow evening at 7:30, and then on Sunday, a special program at 2 p.m. for our teens. And we're just so grateful to have her spirit, and as you will soon find out, her wonderful humor. So as we are gathering to welcome Shabbat, I'd like to invite you to take a moment, if you're not already in gallery view, to turn on gallery view and to look 3 squares, tiles, frames to the right, and 2 frames down, tiles down, screens down, and do a private chat to the person that you land upon, or the people that you land upon. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom. If you don't know who they are, please introduce yourselves to them as we create this wonderful, warm digital community together. So I'm busy chatting away with people, wishing them Shabbat Shalom. And we continue our welcome of Shabbat with Zev Friedman leading us in the candle blessing and Kiddush, along with his father Ross, his sister Abigail, his grandma and grandpa. So if we can put them all on screen. There's Zev. Shabbat Shalom, will you lead us in the candle blessing?
I want one more.
Sorry, no, bar. Okay, now to the
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav latzivanu l'chalik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen, amen. And Zev, are you going to lead us also in Kiddush?
Eloheinu melech haolam borei pori hagav pori hagav.
Amen. Well done, well done. Thank you so much, Zev, for helping us welcoming in Shabbat with those blessings. We continue now with that joyous beginning with Lecha Dodi. You can find the words on page 20 and page 138. There is a digital version of our prayer book for those of you who are not familiar. That link is posted in the chat. Please go ahead and use that as well. And we go to our adult choir via the magic of video. In case you don't remember.
Lecha
Beautiful. Thank you so much, members of our adult choir and Julian. So wonderful to see you all together in frame. It's my privilege now to call upon Val Slotnick, a member of our inclusion committee, to continue leading us in worship.
One who sees people with different colored skin or differently shaped bodies recites the blessing, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who makes people different. One who sees a person who has become blind or handicapped recites the blessing, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who is the righteous judge. But if they were born differently abled, one says, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who makes people different.
We continue now with the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. Lisa, will you lead us, please? We continue now with Liz Mandel leading us in prayer.
The Mishnah tells us, don't look at the flask, but at what it contains, in teaching ourselves to see the inner sparks that light a person's soul, rather than merely glancing at the casing that holds those precious assets of personality, aspiration, and caring. We can act like God in the wilderness, healing when we can, and transcending limits when we cannot.
Thank you, Liz. We continue now on page 373, page 677, asking God to open up our eyes and to teach us how to live and to help us recognize the goodness in which we enjoy.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know open up our eyes. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue as Hershey Pappas leads us.
In our Torah portion this week, God clearly states, "None shall appear before me empty-handed." What if, instead of interpreting this verse as a commandment, we interpret it as a statement of theological fact? What if God is saying, "None shall appear before me. None have ever appeared before me empty-handed"? I, for one, believe in a God who knows intimately and therefore appreciates the inherent blessings and unique talents of each and every human being in this world. In fact, what if the Torah is reminding us by means of this verse that the truest expression of thanksgiving for our God-given freedoms is to recognize the limitless gifts of others?
Thank you, Hershey. We continue with Mi Chamocha, page 40, page 158, Cantor Zussman.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, norati lo osefele, norati lo osefele, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Malektecha rauvanecha, v'chayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze'eli, anu v'amiru, Adonai Imloch le'olam va'ed. Ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 פקד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Thank you, Cantor. We continue with Shirley Craven.
And God said, let us make Adam in our image after our likeness. And God created humanity in the image of God. God created them, male and female. God created them. An individual person was created to show the greatness of God, while a person stamps many coins from a single die, and they are all alike. The Almighty God has stamped every person with the die of Adam, yet not one of them is like another.
We continue now with Vishamru. Judy and Lisa, will you lead us, please?
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובן, בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ונפש, שבת ונפש, שבת ונפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
And now invite Michael and Tina Crane to continue.
Okay, go ahead.
At some point, I came to realize that, that while only some have the ability to stand, all have the capacity to rise. Our spirits rise, our souls rise. We hope that our prayers rise. Our standing up is really just a symbol of that. And so I created a way to invite everyone to rise while acknowledging that we do in so many different ways. We read and teach them to your children, reciting them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. just as it is equally as important for those who have children as it is for those who do not, as we all teach others and are parts of communities that include children, just as this is equally as important for those who are not able to leave home, as all people have moments of leaving one frame of mind and entering another, this is also true for those who are not able to physically rise. These words of Torah are accessible for all to learn and all to teach. It is our blessing to be able to create moments through which all are welcome to access these words.
Thank you. We now move to the Tefillah, beginning on page 46 and page 164 with the meditation Adonai Svatai, continuing with Avot V'Imahot on page 48 and 166, and concluding with Gevurot on page 50, page 168.
Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei HaKol, Bezocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula, Livnei V'Neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach u'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim b'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Mi chamocha ba'al gevurot, Umi domelach, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman nata lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah
We
kadosh
continue with
v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yehallelu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh.
as we pause in the midst of the tefillah, which gives us the opportunity to recognize the sanctity of this day. We recognize the sanctity of the message of this service, the message of inclusion. About 10 years ago, an Israeli piece of music, Ani V'Ata, which is much older than 10 years, that speaks the message of you and I can change the world, was taken and was wrapped in a message that brings forward the idea that we can do more to welcome people, to improve communication in all the different ways that we communicate with one another. And so we wanted to present this video for all of us to enjoy, and to thank Rabbi Heaps for adding the English subtitles to this. The original Hebrew subtitles have been replaced.
אני ואתה, אז יבואו כבר כולם. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה ננסה מההתחלה. יהיה לנו רע, אין דבר, זה לא נורא. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה, אז יבואו כבר כולם. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם.
I invite you all to take this moment for the prayers not written in our prayer books, but the prayers that we each find written in our hearts in this moment of silent reflection.
Say shalom bimroma, Uya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Israel. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Israel.
We take the energy and the spirit of this moment, and we directed towards friends and family members, members of our community who are struggling with illness of body and illness of spirit. And may even be we ourselves who are in need of such healing. And I invite you, for those who are participating in our worship tonight via Zoom, to share the names of people that you are thinking of, especially in this moment, in the chat. And if you are following us on the YouTube stream, we invite you to share those names again in your heart as well. And as a congregational family, we are thinking of Jesse Abrahams, May Chin, Glenn Kisner, Eileen Kramer, Myrna Lambert, Francis Lerner, Cantor Jody Scheckman, Ron Snyder, Ellen Sternweiler, Lauren Swanson, Diane Swank, Patricia Weinfuss, and of course, all who are struggling with the coronavirus in this very moment. We pray that they will have a full and speedy return to health and to strength. We join together in Misha Berach, this prayer for healing on page 253, page 371. Aleinu l'shabeach, it is upon us to recognize the blessings that come to us from God and our responsibility to offer words of gratitude. Aleinu l'shabeach, page 282, page 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. לתקן עולם מלכות שדי, together we can heal the world. לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, we must all work together, 'cause we are all the children We must all work together, 'cause we are all the children of Adonai.
We continue as Al Slutsky leads us.
When do we most experience God's presence? We experience God in the warmth and embrace of others who care for our well-being and who have a model in God's simple caring for Abraham. We experience God in the act of hospitality, the opportunities that present themselves to us each day to give freely and to open our hearts and doors to both strangers and friends. We experience God in the act of Torah study. As our tradition teaches, when two study Torah together, the presence of God dwells between them. We experience God in the expanse of nature, feeling the rush of the wind, sensing the many creatures that occupy wild places. In all of these moments, God appears to us profoundly. Our tradition teaches that the desire to physically see God can be a manifestation of idolatry. In those moments, physical sight is a barrier to spiritual vision, but spiritual vision, appreciating God's appearance in our lives, is available to all.
Thank you. We take this moment now to draw upon the inspiration of those who have come before us, to remember them, to call forward the cherished memories that continue to inform our lives and brighten our days. I invite you again in the Zoom chat to share the names of those who have passed that you are especially thinking of in this moment. As a congregational community, we are thinking in this moment of the recent passings of Norma Brown, Nancy Kahan, Mary Ellen Kronstein, Janet Miller, and Ruth Polikoff. We also call into our hearts those who died this week, victims of the coronavirus, and the innocent victims of violence, terror, and war that have fallen this week. And we also acknowledge the art sites, the anniversary of those whose death occurred at the seas in years past. Rhoda Edelstein, Sandra Bard, Sherna Bricker, Edward Brown, Deborah Chesler, John Christie, Raisa Clancy, David Cohen, Sylvia Cohen, Scott Cornwell, Helen Freudenthal, Kalman Golder, Ann Goldstein, Robert Greenfield, Suzanne Greenfield, Burton Grossman, Hila Harf, Norma Hart, Esther Horberg, Sidney Kaplan, Robert Louis Katz, Louis Leschner, Eva Levine, Beatrice Lichter, Ida Marks, Dick Mayer, Lillian Minsky, Morton Minsky, Sebastian, what do we call Cyril Neerman, Bonnie D. Novak, Ann Osher, Gladys Reese, Norman Rochelle, Simon Rosenberg, Joseph Rotter, Leonard Rosner, Eddie Jordan Shager, Ann Schiff, Robert Schuler, Elsie Seff, Morris Shabbat, Joseph Slotin, Dave Smith, Lorna Tracy, Betty Traeger, John Warner, Max Weinstein, Leonard Winnig, Sal Wexler, and Lynn Wolfson. Zichronam livracha, may the memory of the righteous always be for a blessing. As we turn to page 294 in our prayer books, also you can look to page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yivutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam omei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha v'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, yechayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen.
May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort to all who are bereaved